The heat I generated from all that spinning will burn my kick straight through you.
What is going on, everybody? Gannon here, and today we are going to be talking about what my boy Sanji is going to do in the Final Wano War. Now, Sanji is somebody who I constantly criticize and shit on after the time skip because this dude really has not done jack shit. He's got a couple feats under his belt that he did in Whole Cake that slightly impressed me, but then there was also something that I'll get to later that happened in Whole Cake that, just totally throws all that shit out the window. You have Zoro and Luffy both training their asses off, totally getting stronger, learning these new crazy abilities, learning about advanced hockey types, getting new swords. Zoro has pretty much been, not given a challenge by anybody he's met yet. He's confirmed to be able to pretty much, wax Hawkins if he wanted to, one of the other of the worst generation. If you ask me personally, Kid, Zoro, and Luffy are without a doubt the top 3 strongest of the worst generation. Maybe not counting Blackbeard. I think Blackbeard might be like one of the worst generation, but I don't think he is an actual supernova. So yeah, Kid, Luffy, and Zoro are definitely top 3 strongest supernovas. If you think anything otherwise, that's a little bit silly. I mean, Law can't really get anything done, and Kid also is confirmed to have Conqueror's Haki. He's definitely supposed to be like Luffy's respectable rival. That all being said, what has our good pal and friend Sanji done after the time skip? He's learned a basic cipher pull martial arts technique that allows him to fly, so he's got a huge maneuverability boost. This dude successfully did a stealth speed blitz on Oven, which was super impressive. It kind of just goes to show how fucking super fast Sanji is now. So Sanji's got speed, but does he have strength? I think Sanji's been recently confirmed to actually have like black armament hockey. I don't really remember. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that he does. He's fought, Vergo, and he couldn't really do anything. What did he get against Vergo? He got his leg bone cracked. I mean, sure, he toughed through it and went the other way, but is that really a feat to kind of come in straight into the time skip and then meet this dude who's just pretty proficient in hockey, and then you low-key lose to him? And then Sanji's doing this whole emo bit, and he has to go and fuck around with Big Mom because his family's on some bullshit. Did he really have any time to train there? No. Do we see Sanji training at all to get better or improve himself after the time skip? I mean, has Sanji really ever even done that? That dude just kind of pulled Diable Jambe out of his ass. I never see this dude train. He just kind of gets stronger progressively. But yeah, no, Sanji really hasn't done anything after the time skip. He's basically fought fodder, and then in most arcs, he was kind of just, whisked away to do something else. During Dressrosa, he didn't really get a huge main fight. He was off fucking around with Violet or whatever her name is. So yeah, after the time skip, Sanji really hasn't done anything impressive. What has he got? Oh, look, this dude has, basically a get-out-of-jail-free card. Here's a power-up right here. Oh, please take it. You got a Germa suit right here, the stealth black Germa suit, which gives Sanji the thing that he's always wanted, the ability to turn invisible. And that gives him a huge maneuverability boost. It gives him a huge durability boost. So this is a huge power spike. But my concern with it is that this is something that's been handed to Sanji. It's not really something Sanji had to work for. He didn't really train for it. It's borrowed strength. It's pretty much synonymous with Sanji just getting a devil fruit, but really not working on the things that truly matter in the One Piece universe. If you haven't noticed, hockey matters way more than devil fruits, pretty much. In One Piece, you could probably just be in the top 10 on hockey alone. And the only reason that those people are in the top 10 is because they're not only masters of hockey, but they also have really good devil fruits to back it up. So what is Sanji going to do in the Final War? What is his impact going to be? Is he going to get this super extreme high level, high diff fight? Well, I think a lot of you guys know my opinion. I think right now it's pretty obvious that the Straw Hat Commanders are going to fight Kaido's commander, and then Luffy is going to fight Kaido with the assistance of probably Law and Kid. That's just the way I see it going down now with everything, you know, me seeing the lineup, just the way that it's set up, it just kind of makes perfect sense to me. There is really nobody else in this arc who's worthy to fight Zoro other than King. There's really nobody else worthy to fight Jinbei if he isn't dead, but, you know, there's no fucking way Jinbei's dead. Come on. I want Jinbei to come back with a peg leg, but I don't think that dude is dead yet. Jinbei has got to fight Jack because, you know, that's perfectly reasonable for Jinbei. Jack basically fended off 2 red scabbards and the whole country of Zou for a day. So I think that's perfectly a viable challenge for Jinbei. Not to mention, Jack is probably the only thing in Jinbei's way from him having the official title of the strongest fishman in the world. Like, what other fishman has the feats that Jinbei has, the clout, the respect? What other fishman has that right now but Jack? I'm not going to say anybody has respect for Jack, but he definitely has the clout. He's definitely over 1 billion. His durability is fucking insane. So Jinbei versus Jack makes total sense. And also, Sanji needs to fight Queen. Why do I think Sanji needs to fight Queen? Maybe it's because they're both really fucking goofy characters. Queen, out of the 3, has pretty much gotten the most, like, screen time. Pretty much the one who's talked the most up in Wano up until this point. He's really goofy. He doesn't really care what he says. He's already been kind of nerfed in a way because he's been thrown around by Big Mom like a rag doll. This dude totally just admits his inferiority to other Yonko, but he's still goofy enough to the point where he just calls Big Mom an old hag and everything. So is it kind of a little bit of a coincidence that Sanji's getting stronger and then the person who I think makes most sense for him to fight is kind of just getting the most screen time? Oda's using a lot of literary elements to see that he's kind of nerfed in the eyes of the viewer. He's already been defeated by a stronger opponent on screen, so I think it makes most sense for him to be fighting Sanji. Now, the thing that worries me a little bit is that you actually got to think about, like, Nekomamushi and Inuarashi both had to fight this guy for, like, multiple days, I think. Couldn't penetrate Jack at all. Now, I know at the beginning of Wano, Oda definitely used another literary technique. Just here comes Ashura Doji out the blue, just giving Jack this big-ass slash. And then within the next couple chapters, we have Jack in front of King and Queen, who he openly kind of admits inferiority to. He totally gets bitched around by King and Queen, refers to him as, like, his big brothers or something. So Jack is somebody who has feats under his belt. He's basically wrestled with the whole country of Zou and 2 red scabbards for a couple days. And then you have this guy who's, you know, obviously superior to him, probably in durability and strength and hockey, Queen. And then we have my boy Sanji that's supposed to come over here and beat him. But Sanji's the one over here getting his shit kicked in by Vergo? Doesn't really make much sense. And then you've got, like, Queen, who just, like, waved off a Luffy punch like it was nothing. Queen, who's literally a Bronchiosaurus, a very fucking large and slower kind of. I don't know if Queen is going to be fast at all, but you just kind of assume that his speed would be inhibited by his size. I will get in that a little bit later, because that, you know, gets into my kind of fight scenario. But I'm really worried for Sanji. I mean, there is nothing so far besides the raid suit that would lead me to believe that he's gotten stronger in any way. I know he's fast as fuck, that's all he's got under his belt. But yeah, I think Sanji's supposed to fight Queen. I think that's gonna be his role. But what's the actual fight gonna be like? Well, they're both 2 funny characters, and I think there's 2 ways that this could actually go. Sanji will actually impress me, he will put some fucking elbow grease into it, and he'll have a very high diff fight where he's forced to probably appropriate some new hockey ability, some new high tier hockey to penetrate and to defeat Queen. He's going to have to actually get stronger during the fight and bring out some new ability. Or it's just going to be the one fight out of the 3. Zoro and King fight's definitely 100% going to high diff. It's going to be poetic. It's going to be beautiful, and I cannot wait. Luffy's fight with Kaido is also probably going to be absolutely sick. But Sanji might, you know, seriously disappoint me and have some long, drawn-out, convoluted, cheapskate way of defeating Queen. Because Sanji hasn't gained any cool, dope-ass hockey abilities. His kicking, his fighting style hasn't really improved. I mean, keep in mind, like, this is something I probably should have brought up earlier, but Sanji literally used his whole entire fucking kit on Luffy, who was just standing there. He used his entire fucking kit, all of his badass, like, really good moves, and it took him, like, a long time just to knock the wind out of Luffy and make him go unconscious for, like, 20 seconds. So I think the power gap between Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro has definitely grown. If you guys still think that Luffy's 100 to Zoro's 98 to Sanji's 96, you're fucking insane. Last chapter, Sanji was giving shit about, like, his bounty being higher than Zoro's, and then Zoro just casually cut the cliff in half. Guys, I know I'm a Zoro wanker and all. If you guys don't think that Zoro and Luffy can both kill Sanji, like, definitively right now, then I don't know what drugs you're on, because Sanji's has probably fallen behind Jinbei in, like, feats in just the way I respect him and the way I see his strength as a character. Seems like right now Sanji hasn't really done much. But yeah, anyways, those are like the two scenarios that I think could actually happen. Sanji could either jump around and use his new suit and kind of be a pussy and defeat King. It's going to be a long, drawn-out, goofy battle, and he could beat him in some cheap way. Or Sanji could actually, you know, gain some of my respect and force himself to get stronger during the fight and actually beat him in a gratifying way. Anyways, guys, what do you think? Please leave it down in the comments below. I know I kind of took a week off. Sorry, I got a little bit disorganized. We're reorganized now, and I got some videos in the camera that I should be uploading pretty steadily for the next couple days. Anyways, I don't know if I've said it already, but please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm going to have to see you guys in the next one.
The heat of its destructive power burns hotter than the flames of hell.